Hello there, beautiful people. Stephilippines here, and welcome back to my channel, everybody. So for today's video, guys, we are gonna be talking a very frequently asked questions for me by many of my subscribers and viewers out there. Because, guys, I'm gonna talk about the reasons of why there are still a lot of Filipino women who actually do not want to date black foreigners. But before I proceed, everybody, just a disclaimer, guys, that in this video, I do not intend to offend or hurt anyone out there, especially to all black foreigners, black Americans, or whatever is that, and of course to my co-Filipino women as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so the first reason of why there are still a lot of Filipinas who actually do not want to date black foreigners is because they think that black foreigners are dirty. Okay, what I mean by that is that here in the Philippines, if you guys all know this already, because I think a lot of you have been watching, that Filipinas have been using a lot of skin whitening, skin bleaching just to achieve that white glowing skin color here in the Philippines, because unfortunately that's the beauty standards that we have here, which is you will be considered beautiful as soon as you have lighter skin or white skin. And that's the reason why there are a lot of Filipinas who actually want to spend a lot of money to get glutathione injection, going to doctors to consult if there's anything that they can do to achieve this glowing, lighter skin. So that's the reason as well why there are a lot of Filipino women actually don't want to date black foreigners, is because they think that why would they want to date someone who is black when in fact they have spent a lot of their money just to make themselves so clean or presentable or lighter or whiter skin. So because here in the Philippines, guys, if you have like a darker skin or morena skin, it's there are actually a lot of Filipinos who will think that you are not taking care of yourself, that you are abandoning yourself because you are so dark, because you are so black. That's the reason why. But again, I just really hope that a lot of Filipinos is watching this and black foreigners will not be offended or will not be mad about this. This is just the unfiltered truth. Okay, unfiltered truth, and I'm telling you the reality, harsh reality of the reason why. Okay, so before I'll proceed to the next reason of why there are a lot of Filipino women who do not want to date black foreigners, I just want to tell you guys, if you are wanting to meet a good, genuine Filipino with strong family values, who are very traditional and wife material, genuine Filipina who has a genuine and sincere intentions towards you, then you can definitely find all these Filipino women on Christian Filipina. So guys, what are you waiting for? You will never know. Maybe one of these days, one of these months, or before this year ends, you can finally find your soulmate there. Let's go to the next reason of why a lot of Filipinas are not open to date black foreigners, is because they do not want to have a black baby or babies. So again, as what I've said earlier, that the beauty standards here in the Philippines is you have to be lighter skin, you have to have a whiter skin so that you will look presentable or you will look clean from the outside. So that's the reason why there are actually a lot of Filipinas who prefers to date whiter foreigners, whatever nationality, as long as it's white, and it's a bonus if you have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, or whatever is that, because here in the Philippines, guys, especially to those to those younger Filipinas in the province, ever since that they are kids or younger, they were already asked or taught how to do all the household chores, and that's including to how to know how to cook outside, because they don't have a decent what I call this, decent kitchen inside of their house, because as you guys all know, a lot of houses in the province here in the Philippines are actually just a small houses. So they don't have a decent kitchen where they can cook inside the house. Filipino parents, they have to ask their Filipino kids to go outside to do this traditional way of cooking where they will be exposed a lot from the sunlight. They will get bullied. They will say, ah, you're so dark, or we call it here negro or negra. So I know it's a little bit offensive, right? And I'm very sorry if I have to be blunt, but that's the reason why I'm making this video, for you also to know, right? Okay, so before I was also bullied, and other Filipinas, when we were kids, we were bullied when we were growing up because of our skin color, because we were dark. So now these Filipina like me and other Filipina who's the same age as me or even older than me, if they want to get married and they want to have kids, they would prefer to be in a relationship with white foreigners, is because they have this delusion, charot. They have this dream that if they want to have kids, they want to raise a white kids. You know, they want to have blue eyes, green eyes kids with lighter skin, so that as soon as their kids will be matured and grow up, they would want their kids to be a model, or they would want their kids to, to join any beauty pageants, or what we call here Miss Universe. And you know what? There are actually a lot of Miss Universe here in the Philippines who are half Filipina, half American, half Filipina, half Australian, and they really won the crown, the Miss Universe crown. You know, like Catriona Gray, Pia Wurtzbach, and so on and so on. Actually, I have also heard a lot of misconception, or calmness, or even stories that the reason why Filipinos don't want to date black foreigners is because they are womanizers. Yeah, like they are not content of dating one woman. Because they are womanizers, they would want to date a lot, or if not a lot, multiple women. So as you guys all know, that a lot of Filipino women, actually, they prefer to just settle down, and they don't want hookups, or they don't want to date just for fun, or just for a temporary relief, for sex, or whatever is that. Actually, there are still a lot of Filipinas who want to settle down as soon as possible, to build a family, to create a family, a future together. So that's the reason why they probably think that, why would I date a black foreigners, where in fact they actually are not content in dating one woman. So I would prefer to just date a Filipino, or would date a white foreigner. So that's why they are intimidated of the aura that most of the black foreigners are actually showing, which is, okay, I can get whoever women that I want, this aura. And most of the Filipino women actually think that most of the black foreigners they love sex, like they have sex obsession, like they will not go a day, they will not pass a day without having sex. And they think, most of the Filipinos think, even myself, before I had this kind of mindset that, no, I don't want to date a black foreigner because maybe they will use me as a sex slave, or maybe I will just get tired in the bed, like all night of having sex and stuff like that. So that's what I thought before, and this is also what I've heard from my friends, or just from random people as well, from random Filipino women. Like, you guys all know that I do certain interviews, right? So I also asked them why they don't want to date, and that's their answer. According to them, they said that they don't want to date black foreigners is because what if they will just be used as a sex slave, or what if they will get tired doing sex 24 hours, 24/7. So they are, intimidated with the fact that what if they will not have a day off for that. They think that black foreigners have a big or huge banana. Okay, so yeah, aside from womanizer, aside from having sex all day in a week, in a month, they are also intimidated with the big banana thing because I think I've heard about this before that, I have a friend, she told me that there was this block foreigner just wearing like a simple outfit, but when she looked at the lower part of that block foreigner, she could literally say that it was so big because it was so visible. So I was like, oh my god, really, did you literally just look at that? And she was like, yeah, I saw it. And that's the reason why I'm so scared because I've only been with Filipino, and Filipinos don't have that huge banana. So if I'm going to date a block foreigners, oh my god, I feel like I couldn't take it, or I feel like I'm gonna die, So it was just so funny, guys. It was so hilarious, but it is actually true. And that's the reason why there are a lot of Filipino women are still intimidated, although they really want to try to date black foreigners, but because of that specific reason alone, which is, the huge banana, they are scared because sometimes Filipinos are really quite conservative, right? So they just want the simple, intimate, romantic relationship. They don't want to be a sex slave. They don't want to be a porn star. They don't want to be any of this kind of stuff. Let's go to the last but not the least is because they have this mindset that black foreigners are drug dealers. Okay, I know it's quite hilarious again, it's quite offensive, but I don't know why this Filipino women think about that. Maybe it's probably because in the movies that they watch or in the TV shows that they watch, because usually in the movie, like, the character or the role of these black foreigners are either a bad people, or either they are selling drugs, using weed, or smoking weeds or something like that. So that's the reason why maybe they have that mindset that, oh, I don't like it, I don't want to date black foreigners because they are just using drugs, they're using weed, they are addict people. So yeah, that's the reason why they would just step back instead of taking that risk or taking that chance to be open to date black foreigners, instead of like judging based on what they see in the movies, based on what they watch in the TV shows and TikTok, or from what they have heard from different platforms. So I know, guys, it's quite hilarious, and I definitely understand as well that a lot of you are probably mad or offended about this, but it is what it is. It is unfiltered truth, and I just really hope that to all Filipinos who's watching this, let's stop having this negative stigma towards black foreigners, because trust me, I have, talked to a black foreigner before, and I was really, really shocked that he was actually far from being what I thought he was, or from what I thought a black foreigner was. Let's stop judging people, and also let's stop stereotyping black foreigners that they're like this, they're like that, they're like that, because there are actually good things behind that dark colors. They are actually good people. Well, obviously, they're always gonna be a bad people, and I think it's not just particularly for black foreigners. A lot, actually, this would apply to even Filipino men, white men. It just really depends. And I just really hope that we will not judge people based on their skin color, because I really believe that there are something good beyond that skin color that we are seeing outside.